Hello YouTube, it's Keith, Kevin, Ken. How you doing? How you doing? Time again for another Pocket Dump deconstruction. It is Wednesday, hump day. Hump day. Hope your hump is an anthill instead of a mountain today. May 31st, 2017. Another month bites the dust. Hope you had a wonderful May. I'm looking forward to June. I hope you are too. Let's talk about what's in my pocket and what's on my wrist. What's on my wrist is the Concord Impresario. I love this. You know, I had a client in New Hampshire, and we drove into Maine, and I found this watch and just love it. I try to get a watch when I was consulting every time I got a new client, so I had a lot of watches. But these are my favorites. And you know what? I just thought about this watch and the client. And you know, the watches that I use on a regular rotation are my best clients too. So that's for the hump. I'm carrying my Concord Impresario. Hold on. Oh man, there aren't a lot of Cuban cigars with a wonderful Maduro wrapper. This is one of them, and it's such a great Cohiba. Cohiba is one of my favorite cigars. You know, to use knife terminology, it was a grail when I started smoking cigars. I wanted a Cuban cigar, and I definitely wanted a Cohiba. And those Cohiba Maduras are unbelievable. Shown design pin, the full tie version. And today, blended scotch. Just a good blended scotch. Should go good with that Maduro later on, after work. After I made it up and down the hump, I'll sit back and do what you guys need to do. Spend some time with social media off and just with my thoughts. The coin today, can we get to the all upside down? The coin today is from the U.S. Mint. It's from 2016, celebrating Mark Twain's birthday. So wonderful coin, proof coin from the U.S. Let's take a look at the knives. Oh, I like my knives. It's all about the Damascus today. It really is. The word notepad. And now let's talk about the knives. You know, I love my little Microtech UTX 70, and when I had a chance to grab a custom Microtech UTX, I went for it. I saw a picture of one on Instagram and just went for it. They sold out. They're limited. What number is this one? 30 something? The number here is 32, number 32. But just a wonderful little knife. It was hard to get it onto my keychain, but now I have a little small wire on my silver ring that helps me carry this. I really love it. The blue accents, the blue Damascus. Oh man, the Tanto blade. But look at that. Look at the blue highlights on the glass breakers. Just a wonderful knife. Again, UTX-70 custom, number 32. And then this is the pair I really like. I just do. There's something about having a snazzy Damascus blade and a plain Jane body that just makes these things special for me. This is the small Sebenza 21 with the latter Damascus blade, 2.9 inches, of course, with that classic Chris Reeve plain Jane body with the Chris Reeve integral frame lock and the clip. And on the show side, just plain Jane titanium. I love how that Damascus, though, when it's closed, peeks out. You know there's something special there. And there you go. Oh, the Devin Thomas ladder Damascus is really special. Of course, once I had the small Sebenza, I had to get the larger Sebenza. Again, same difference, except the blade, of course, is 3.6 inches now. That ladder Damascus, isn't that beautiful or what? Especially when you put it up against this full tie background. Just a wonderful knife. The big and small of it, I just love. I really do. Again, 3.6 inches and just wonderful. Peekaboo outside of that. Okay, I'm going to stop saying how wonderful it is, but it is wonderful. Two of my favorite knives. Usually I would go overboard and get this in every other Damascus, and I'm not saying I won't later, but I thought with the latter Damascus, maybe I could get both of them in. Probably basket weave Damascus would be next. Just a real tight basket weave Damascus, but I need this to get me over the hump, you know. Nice working knife with a little bit of flourish just makes it special. Now, I wasn't going to go all matchy this Wednesday. I was really thinking about the Sage series. This is the Spyderco Sage 2, probably until the Sage 5 with the with the compression lock, probably the most famous or the most treasured Sage knife. And the reason I was thinking about this, I got a comment from a gentleman. I'm so bad at getting back to comments, but I read them as soon as they pop up, asking me which would be best, a Sage 5, which if you guys remember, the Sage series recognizes sages, wise, the wisdom of a knife maker to come up with wonderful locking devices that we all use. For instance, this Sage 2 celebrates Chris Reeve and his integral frame lock. And that's why it's full tie, because Chris Reeve uses tie a lot for the handles. And everything else, though, is pretty standard for a Sage. Again, the Sage works with the same platform, the wonderful wire clip. This is up, down, right, and left. And the wonderful leaf-shaped blade from Spyderco. This is 3 inches with 2.6 inch edge. This is 3.6 ounces, depending on what the handle is and what the lock is. So they have obviously liner locks, etc. And I love the 50-50 choil. But someone asked me, which would I go for? The Sage 5, which is carbon fiber and has the compression lock. Spyderco finally at 5 pat themselves on the back for the creation of the compression lock, and boy, they needed to pat themselves on the back. We all love it, the compression lock. And they said, would you get a Sage 5 compression lock Sage with the 3 inch, of course, blade, or a paramilitary 2? And I love smaller knives, and I love the Sage knives. But if you don't have a Sage knife and you don't have a paramilitary 2, I would go, and I'm saying this to the person who commented, or if you guys are thinking about that choice, I'd go with the paramilitary 2. It's a classic. I love the smaller knives, and the Para 3 to me just jumped up to one of my top 5 knives quickly. I love the knife, but paramilitary 2 has been out for so long. There are so many choices. You can get whatever scales you want, whatever blades you want. So go with that one first. Go pick a nice one. The Sage 5 will still be around, and you can pick up a Sage later. There you have it. That's what I'm putting in my pockets. A lot of titanium, a whole lot of Damascus today. Yeah, I need a little push to get me over the hump. Wishing you guys the best today and every day, actually. If I can't have a perfect day, I definitely want you and yours to have a perfect day. You guys take care. Don't forget to spend some time for yourselves. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.